with the breaking news we mentioned just moments ago. A Russian court has sentenced WNBA star Brittney Grinder to 9 years in prison after being found guilty of drug possession and smuggling. It was an expected conclusion as the U.S. and Russia can now enter into prisoner swap negotiations. In the ruling, the judge said Grinder committed the crime, quote, deliberately. She's been detained in Russia since February 17th for bringing cannabis oil into the country. Before the verdict and the sentence were announced, Brittney Grinder addressed the court.
I want to apologize to my teammates, my club, Gemka, the fans, and the city of ECAT for my mistake that I made and the embarrassment that I brought onto them. I pled guilty to my charges. I understand everything that's being said against me, the charges that are against me, and that is why I pled guilty. But I had no intent to break any Russian laws. I never meant to hurt anybody. I never meant to put in jeopardy the Russian population. I never meant to break any laws here. I made an honest mistake, and I hope that in your ruling that it doesn't end my life here.
Once again, that is Brittney Grinder speaking just before the court issued its verdict and its sentence. Let's bring in TJ Quinn, our investigative reporter who's been following this story from the very beginning. And TJ, now that the Russian court has issued the verdict and again a 9-year prison sentence for Brittney, what exactly does this mean for her and for what's happening next?
I mean, it's hardly good news for her or her family, but it's expected. They knew all along she was going to be guilty, that it would be a harsh sentence. She has essentially been a chit in a political discussion between the U.S. and Russia. What happens next is they move forward with negotiations. The U.S. has already indicated that it's willing to do a prisoner swap, which is what Russia suggested it wanted back in May. But Russia has said repeatedly that they're not going to consider any kind of deal until the trial was finished. It was crucial to Russian authorities that the U.S. treat this like a legitimate trial, even though the U.S. clearly does not. But now they can begin talking again.
Okay, TJ, again, it sounds like that is inevitable, and to your point, it is what has been expected, but what challenges remain within those negotiations to try to get Brittney back home?
The challenges are considerable. When the U.S. made its first offer, what they got back in return was a request from Russia for a man who's being held for murder in Germany, not even by the U.S. It's not just Joe Biden calling Vladimir Putin. It's the White House, the State Department, the Justice Department on our side. On the other side, it's the Kremlin, it's the Foreign Ministry, it's the FSB, a number of organizations with different goals for what they want. So the lesson I've learned through all this is you never know what you don't know. But the machinery has been working. What this does is put Russia in a position to move forward without losing face and showing that their own procedure was not legitimate.
Okay, for now, though, all we do know is that Brittney Grinder sentenced to 9 months in prison by a Russian court. Again, she's been, 9 years. She's been in prison for 6 months. TJ Quinn with the latest on Brittney Grinder. Thank you. I know that you will keep us up to date. In the meantime, a statement was released today by President Joe Biden. Here's what it says. Today, American citizen Brittney Grinder received a prison sentence that is one more reminder of what the world already knew. Russia is wrongfully detaining Brittney. It's unacceptable, and I call on Russia to release her immediately so she can be with her wife, loved ones, friends, and teammates. My administration will continue to work tirelessly and pursue every possible avenue to bring Brittney and Paul Whelan home safely as soon as possible.